Hi everybody, welcome to the Actors Academy. Thank you for tuning in today. Today, we're going to be taking a look at Matthew McConaughey's acting advice and reacting to it. So for those of you who do not know, Matthew McConaughey recently started his own YouTube channel. And about 3 weeks or so ago, he gave some acting advice. So today, we're going to be looking at that. We're going to be talking about it, diving into it so you guys can have a little bit more information and understanding from your point of view. And before we start, make sure you guys give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel so you stay up to date with everything. And without further ado, we're going to get into the information here.
You know, with scripts, the question that I get asked most often, and I think most actors get asked most often, is, how do you remember all those lines? And I'm always like, well, you don't try to remember all the lines. You look at what's on the text. First, you read it and you try to understand it.
So already, right here is a point that we've talked about many times on this channel, which is knowing what you're saying. As the actor, you have to understand why you're saying the lines that you're saying. Why are you speaking these words? Why are you in the given circumstances that you are in? If we're trying to go and memorize our lines and get all the text that we have down, especially if you're a main character, whether it's in a play or it's in a movie or it's in a TV show, you're gonna have to have a lot of lines to memorize. In order to memorize those lines, you gotta know what you're saying. Otherwise, the process is extremely hard, and this is a part where Matthew and I completely agree on.
Me, I read it after a run when my endorphins are flying. I read it late Saturday night when I've got a good buzz going. I read it when I'm feeling, right after church, when I'm feeling in a very forgiving mood. I'll read it when I'm mad, sad, glad, tired, happy, excited.
Now this is perfect because you get all different kinds of perspectives on your character. Meaning, when you're going through and you're reading your character, yes, you're gonna get a general idea of who this character is. But let's say you've been having a terrible day. You just got fired from your job, your girlfriend broke up with you, everything is going wrong, and you have to go and read this script. The outlook that you're gonna have on this script when you're reading the text would be completely different if we picked the extreme opposite, that you went and won the lotto and you got the girl of your dreams and you just bought your dream house and everything's going right for you. When you go and read this script now, you're gonna have a different outlook and perspective. So that's what Matthew is saying here. He likes to go and read it in a lot of different scenarios, and this is really helpful for you, especially when you're booking the part. When you've actually got the part and it's yours, you got time to go through and try and memorize these lines.
I'll read a script and that means I'll have a different look at the same scenes because I'm in a different place. And I gather all that for weeks, if not months, before I start really locking into making decisions on what my character.
See, this is what I'm talking about. When you already have the part booked, this is the type of thing that can really help you build that story of your character, because now you know you booked the part, so now you got to do all your work and all your homework to really get these characters down.
On truths of my man, as I call it. And you have to watch in a script not to grab a hold of things that you want to take literally too early, because you don't want to get bound to anything. You want to stay loose. Well, over and over through repetition, you know the script, you know what it's about. It's not about knowing the lines. What's the scene about?
This is exactly what I've talked about. What is the scene about? What is happening in the scene?
Well, over and over through repetition, you know the script, you know what it's about. It's not about knowing the lines. What's the scene about? What does the character want out of this scene? What's the obstacle in front of this character to get what he wants?
Again, all these things, we've talked about it many times on this channel before. What does your character want? Ultimately, what is their big want? Their want through the entire movie. What are they trying to achieve? What is their end goal? But also, what is their immediate wants that they have exactly within this moment here? For example, if you ever get the opportunity to play a superhero character, well, if you're the hero, your job, your goal is to go and beat the bad guy. That's your whole entire goal throughout the movie. But you may have all these little mini goals also within the process. Maybe you want to win over your love interest, whoever that person is. But what we do know is that our big goal affects who our characters are. If our character's overall big goal is to save the world and be the good guy, we know how our characters are. We already can paint a picture of that, which will then affect our little wants that we have within the scene. Again, we've talked about it many times before on this channel.
What does the character need in the scene? And then overall, what's happening in the scene? So if you do it over and over, it's never about memorizing the lines. It's understanding what the hell you're saying and what you mean and what you're trying to get. and what you need, why you're having trouble getting it, how are you going to get past that obstacle to get what you need. That you do that enough, the lines on the day are like Elie Kazan says, they're fringe on the carpet. I mean, they're just words.
Which basically means you've done your homework so much that you don't even have to think about the lines. And this is what most professional actors do. They learn their lines so well, they know the ins and outs of their characters so well, that the text is something that they don't even think about anymore because it's already so ingrained in their body.
And, that's the difference from writing and acting. The actor brings a bloodline to the role. It's as much about what we don't say as what we do. If I can pull off a paragraph, the meaning of a paragraph, with one look, go with the look, not the words. And so I always say it's not about memorizing the lines. You don't think about memorizing the lines at all. I write a lot. I break down the scripts and scenes. Most of my scenes, I'll have a version that's 8 times longer than the scene because I've rewritten it so many times in so many ways. I may not say anything that I rewrote, but everything I wrote tells me more, informs me more on what was on the page.
Now, this is something that Matthew McConaughey loves to do, and he's talked about it before in multiple interviews, is that he will go and create all these different backstories for his characters. He'll go in there and go through and really figure out who this character is by actually writing down what this character thinks, the processes that they go through in their daily lives. If you understand the characters more, it will innately build into your own body. So then when the camera's on you and it's filming you, it's gonna have all this stuff that you figured out for yourself. Even if you don't speak, the way that you say the lines on the text or the look that you give or the gestures that you have will all define your characters. So this was Matthew McConaughey's acting advice. Great advice that he gives here. If you guys have been on this channel for a long time before, you guys have seen a lot of the similarities that we've talked about before, just as Matthew has mentioned. And these are all very important concepts for you to be able to go and understand your characters and continue moving forward in building characters that have depth to them. A lot of people can go and create a character that's a surface level where there's not a lot of layers to a character. You just kind of get what's on the surface. We want to know the deep inner meanings and what's actually going on inside of a character. And when you do all this work and you do your homework, that will come out. I hope you guys like this video. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel so you stay up to date with everything. Give this video a thumbs up if it helped you guys. Also, I'll be leaving a 10-hour acting masterclass 2.0 down in the description down below, and also in the comment section if you guys are interested in that, as well as our 10 acting resume templates. Alrighty, see you guys next time. Thanks, guys.